Welcome. It's MC Summit Facebook Live Time Special Edition Encore 234 in search of awesome, as we are always in search of awesome, and people that are blowing it up and behind the chair, and we want the secret sauce. And no one in the house, I think, is doing it better than Katie West. Do you know that West rhymes with best? I think that's more than a coincidence. And it looks like her father's in the house, or somebody's here to see her on. John West is in the house with Carla and a couple of other people. So, at any rate, she is. We're really going to have a conversation. This is going to be more of a tutorial than a story inspirational, because Katie and I just finished a virtual digital tour of about 12 Zoominars, and I think she made about 5 or 6 of them. And I just loved how the message was evolving. And it's all about, I think, the 2 single hottest, most relevant topics today, which is online booking, which it freaks a lot of people out. I hear tell from Randy Kunkel that we just did an iSummit. 9 salons showed up. 2 of them were using online booking and 7 weren't. So that tells us that we're still very much in the beginnings of online booking. It freaks everybody out. But Katie has figured it out, and she's going to show us how she is making that work, in addition to virtual consultations, pre-visit virtual consultations. When you really, if you're going to start taking online booking through the learning curve to the degree that you're doing virtual consultations, you're not going to have the chaos. Katie's going to tell us about that. She's also, and I'm going to continue to brag on this all night long, is a Summit social media consultant, as well as an associate consultant. And no, wait, there's more. She just finished the single biggest social media training online class that the Summit's ever done. She's just wound up a social media group of 50 service providers enrolled of that, and a lot of that was as a result of the conversations that her engaged in. So you can tell I'm real stoked about the conversation. She walks the talk. So, 6-figure stylist behind the chair Summit, and she's approaching to break in that next, and this is the gross W2 plus gratuity. So she's in the game. Level 4 AAA, I don't know, I think you can count on one finger the number of 4 AAAs we have in the community. 25 something, mid 20 something. She can tell you that if you want to know. Average day, come on, stop it. $1,800. Average ticket, $260. 150 referrals a year, and a lot of those get doled out to her beneficiaries, which are her associates. So it's just a wonderful thing to kind of watch how she's kind of evolved, what she's learned over the year, running at 20% RTS. So she's going to tell you how she keeps her guests in the retail game from virtual consults. But that's another story. If you aren't following her now, you have to follow her. As a matter of fact, she's going to take us on a virtual field trip to her Instagram page at Katie Does Hair, because that's off the chart as well. So she's in the my green room now. We're going to bring her on, and we're going to jump right in, because we've got a lot of content that I want her to share with you that she's been sharing with me. So let me go back there and say a little prayer that the Wi-Fi gods are going to be nice to us tonight. They look like they are unmuted. Give it up for Katie West, who is the best, you guys.
You always give me cold chills when you do that, and butterflies in my stomach. It makes me feel so good. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been so cool and inspiring to, you and I've been hanging out almost every week for, 45 minutes or an hour, and discover the power, and to see your message evolve. And you were kind enough to, when I said, can you come on my show and show my community of 62,000, give or take, because I think it's just amazing. So thank you.
Thank you.
All
You're
right,
so nice.
I want to jump right in. And oh, by the way, did you hear me say that you just finished the single biggest social media summit training as a result
I
of
did.
So I'm
Yes.
hoping that tonight, as a result of you sharing some of the content, that you have another full class of people from this community. I'm sure they're going to want to take the ride once you give them a couple of sips off your secret sauce.
Me too. It was so fun.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to kind of dive right in. I'm going to take you to my hair Instagram page, and we're going to kind of start from there.
Let's do it.
Okay. Can you see me
can
there?
Yes.
Awesome. So my Instagram handle is _ Katie Does Hair. I've had that from the beginning, and it's just kind of evolved in who I am. And I always like to start with my bio and what that means to me and what I want it to mean for my guests and also other stylists as well. So my location, Austin, Texas, and I love balayage. And I didn't want to discriminate on any balayage. I like it all. I want it to come to my chair no matter what it is. And then next I have customized creative color expert, which is something that just kind of came to me, and I wanted to kind of roll with it just because I like to tell my guests that every head of hair that comes into my chair is going to be customized for them, no matter what it is. And it also is just a really special way to say color. Instead of it's just being a root smudge now or a gloss, it's now just a customized color for each of my guests. So that's been really fun to have there. I really love it. And of course, I am a Summit Associate Trainer and also a Summit Social Digital Coach. Which I have to have that on there because that's one of my favorite things about my job. And then I also am offering virtual consultations, which we will dive into a little bit more in just a moment. And then my location, which I am a stylist at Urban Betty in Austin, Texas, and I work at our South Congress location. So just making sure that they know where I'm located and they can find me wherever I'm at. And then this down here, this is always a fun tour to go on in case nobody knows about it. It's a free tool for anyone, no matter what industry you're in, and it puts all your links in one place. It's called Linktree. So here I've just kept mine pretty basic, black and white, so it's easy to see. I have my Level Up sign up, which is for Summit. I have my Pinterest account, all of these links that I have, and you can also organize them. I have my online booking here. So I can direct a guest or a stylist directly to this link, and they can click on this and it's going to take them directly where I need them to go. So here for online booking, this takes it directly to our online booking page so they can start the process of getting their schedule aligned with mine, and they can get on my books as soon as possible.
I love it.
But I love that. And then as you can see, you roll down into my highlights. One of my favorite highlights is the client selfie highlight of anyone and everyone that I've ever done their hair, and they post a picture on their Instagram and I get to repost it onto my page, and the salon will repost it as well, as we call it a triple win in Summit. So here, I'm just going to click on this to kind of show you a couple.
I love this. I love how and these are all your clients that have taken either selfie or somebody took back shots of them here. And they make your digital magazine. They're on the cover.
Yeah. Yep. And so some of these are like pictures that I've taken, or some in their car, but they're all just so fun and funky and just shows everybody's personality. So I love those. And I'm to the point now where they're completely full. So I have to just like every new one that I post, one of my very old ones and very first one goes away. So it's cool to kind of go back and be able to see all of those. Next, I have my booking. So it just has like all my hours, how to book online, all of that there.
But before you go, Katie, this is so important because that booking highlight is a tutorial that teaches your either repeat or more importantly, your referrals how to book with you. They can book right. Can you click that so that we can just
absolutely
take a quick peek so that, because it looked to me, it looked like a fabulous tutorial. It's like follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah. So here I have them. Oops. So here is a little thing of an online booking of something I created in Canva Story. And it just is it's actually a magazine cover is what I wanted to create it as, with a little video in the background of online booking. So clicking the link in my bio, click Urban Betty SoCo, more booking, find your color service, followed by choosing me as your stylist, Katie West. So that was just something fun recently I played with to make. And you can see it's got a little fun video attached to it.
I love it because it's not boring. It, like I said, you see hair. You were able to embed some text in there, but
Yes.
basically, it's teaching your clients how to book with you online from your Instagram page, and they can go to Linktree, click on the link. I mean, to me, first of all, just the idea that you're offering online booking, never mind that you've figured out how to use your Instagram page to make that happen in a safe way is so cool.
Yeah, I feel so lucky for being at Urban Betty, because before like Summit, I didn't know that everybody else wasn't online booking. So I've been doing this from the beginning, and I was just able to just walk that walk and not have to worry about that happening when I was in the process of becoming a stylist. So I feel very honored for that.
Nice.
And then next I have my Summit page, which just showcases all the salon companies I'm in, or the classes that I'm teaching. So that one's always really fun to go check out. And then my next one of my favorites, is virtual consultations.
I love this. That is my favorite.
Me too. Me too. So here it says, message me for your virtual consultation, a pre-visit consultation that happens from the comfort of your own home. So something very quick to make sure that my guests know that they're not going to have to go out of their way to make this happen. It's not going to be some very hard, complicated thing to do. So just simple and to the point. And then the next slide here. What is a virtual consultation? It's a pre-visit appointment. A virtual consultation will allow us to cut out the middleman. It's as easy as setting up brunch with your friends. We will share inspiration photos and create a plan of action before you even walk in the door. So I like to refer it as easy as setting up brunch with your friends, because it's really like text messages between you and your guest through Instagram DMs. And I'll talk about this later, but the response time needs to be the same as a text message, which is why I refer back to that in that instance.
I love it.
And then following here, have questions or want to get your virtual consultation booked, DM me, let's start the conversation. I'm going to unshare my screen for a second, Michael, so I can kind of talk about this more. So why I said earlier about it being really important on your response time is just from personal experience and growing this in my business behind the chair. I was finding that if I wasn't getting back to new guests immediately, they were still shopping. They weren't at me, and then that was it. So I have had a couple people where I wasn't able to get back immediately with a response, and they were like, hey, thank you so much for getting back to me. I found another stylist who could get me in immediately. And I was like, man, that sucks. So I always like to refer to this as a text message, because your response times needs to be very instant, because if not, you could lose out on that guest, which is very unfortunate for you. So I'll take you on a little tour here of one of my favorite virtual consultations with one of my guests. That was just best case scenario. It was amazing. So I'm going to pull that up now. Just give me a moment.
And while you're doing that, what you're going to see, my friends, is all of her virtual consultations happen, 100% of them, in an active conversation on Instagram direct message. So it really is about texting, sending each other content, and I've never seen anything so brilliantly simple. So put on your ultrasound hearing aids and your X-ray vision glasses.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of brief what everything is being said. Feel free to take screenshots if you want verbiage or anything like that. So this guest was reaching out to me. Her name is Melody. She was wanting to schedule an appointment with me, and she already said my schedule is flexible, so whenever you're free, I'm free, which is checks off one box. I got my hair done a week ago, but it's not exactly what I was wanting, which is probably a miscommunication on my part. I wanted to be more blonde, which I am, but it's all sort of one color, and there's a hard difference between my dark roots and my blonde. So already in my mind, before I've even seen any photos of her hair, I'm kind of getting the gist of what she's not liking about her hair currently and what she's wanting. It looks a little bleachy. Would love to be more of a sunny, natural blonde with some dimension and a little bit of roots since I'm pretty low maintenance. I'm including my current hair. Please excuse my insane mass me with some photos I love from your feed. Thanks in advance. So this paragraph tells me so much, and I have a little virtual consultation checklist that I'm going to gift everyone, and I'll share that in a moment. But this cut off like 3 questions I needed to ask.
Wow.
And
yeah,
so then as you scroll down,
yes, go ahead.
You can see the pictures that she sent me. And so there's the front of her face, the side, the back, and then the other side. So already in these photos, I can tell like things in my brain are working as a stylist and a colorist of like, okay, I see what she's saying, what she's not liking about her hair, what she's wanting to enhance. So my mind is already working. And then following, which is really amazing, she sends me 3 photos, and to top it off, they were all from my hair page, which is always a win. And you can kind of see they're all a little bit different, but they all kind of showcase overall what she's wanting to see. So I'll kind of scroll through these really quickly.
But I think to the degree that you have extraordinary content on your page of your work, whether it's in your grids or whatever, so you really have turned your Instagram page into your own self-created digital lookbook, and in this case, it's online. She's crawling your grids and then taking snapshots of this and then sending to you what she wants you to do, and it's all your work.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing. That's always a win whenever it's from your page, because you know what the process was. I know that nothing is filtered on my page, so I know that she's showing me organic raw color. So there's nothing that I have to go through of the conversation of saying, well, unfortunately, this is an unrealistic color because this is a filter on here, X, Y, and Z that goes on with that.
Right.
So this was before I had realized about response time. She had messaged me on the weekend, and it was a crazy weekend that weekend. So I wanted to make sure to thank her for reaching out, and also acknowledge her time. I said, sorry, it took me a minute to reach back out. It's been a busy weekend. So in this instant nowadays, I would have made sure to either respond back and say, hey, I see you. I will be back with you like by the end of this evening. I can't wait to chat. Or being able to take about 5 minutes out of my day just to sit down and message back and forth with her. But I wanted to make sure that it was apparent that she knew that I wanted to appreciate her for her time.
I love this.
And then I go into, this is definitely doable, but this will take us a few times. I always put 2 to 3 because it just saves me. I always like to under promise and over deliver to get it perfect for you. Because you are so solid now, adding dimension takes more than once for it to stay in your hair. Something that is absolutely doable. And on our first time together, we will get to a great spot, just being transparent about the process. So this response for me was really important to use words that were recognized by our guest, you know, going in and talking about low lights and teasy lights and everything that goes into a color. They don't really completely understand what that is. So I want to make sure to use words that she used in her response to me, and also words that I know that she would understand and recognize, okay, she knows what I'm talking about, what I'm wanting, and we can kind of move on with this. Am I going too fast? Am I good, Michael?
No, good. You're doing wonderful. Okay. Just keep cooking.
All right, awesome. So then I send back, along with making sure that you are on the correct at-home regimen for your hair type and texture. I'm excited for this. It's going to be so fun. If you follow the link in my bio and click the online booking, it will direct you to my schedule. Please book for a highlight balayage. So we book our services kind of a la carte, but as a 4 AAA stylist, I book a new guest every 30 minutes. So for me, yes, this is a little bit of a color correction, but time, I can book any service in that 30 minutes. So for me, I just direct them to what is easier so I can recognize what the service is going to be. And then timing will come with whatever I need to do when she gets into the salon company.
Right.
With all this being said, we are going into a color correction. The price for your first reservation is going to be, in this case, it was $515 to $555. If you have any further questions or problems with online booking, please reach out. So here I made sure that she knew that we were going to have to get her on an at-home regimen. And then I also made sure to give her a price quote. So in case this was something that was out of her beauty budget, I could then do verbiage later of being able to refer them to one of my associates or another stylist in the salon company. And then she said, Katie, thank you for being so
response. I love the
Me too.
Yeah.
She's the best. Katie, thank you for being so transparent and for giving me hope. I'll book ASAP. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you. Of course, let me know if you have any other questions. So that was incredible. And so all went well. She came to see me. She's now one of my regular guests. And what I like to say about this too, I'm referring to the virtual consultations as our first reservation together. So whenever she's coming in for that second appointment, really the first appointment in the salon company, there's no awkwardness of like, hey, I'm Katie. Like, I don't really know who you are. I was able to like go and research her and kind of like do a little background check of like what she likes to do. Like, is she married? Does she have hobbies? And for her and her husband are completely flipping this Airstream trailer, which was so cool. So whenever she sat in my chair, we already had everything talked about that's like not really fun to talk about. And sometimes like money makes people feel uncomfortable or they're just uncomfortable in the salon. So she was already really comfortable with me. We had already built a relationship thus far, and we were able to move forward and have great conversation for the 30 minutes that I was applying her color.
Yeah, I mean, what's so unprecedented about this is, first of all, everything took place online before she shows up, online on your Instagram page, which has been intentionally architected so when you go there, it looks like you've published your own digital magazine. People come to check it out. They like what they see. They DM you, direct message you on Instagram right from that page. You have the online virtual consultation right on the same platform. And then going back to, now I'm going to go to your Linktree, click on online booking, and everything is done. So you've figured out, you've evolved to where this is now part of your rhythm. And I asked you this a couple of weeks ago. I need to ask you again. So in the last week, 2 weeks, month, whatever, how many new guests did you do? And then how many of those guests came in this way?
Yeah. So I've probably done, I counted in like the last month or so, I've done about 15 virtual consultations. And then they all either booked with me or I was able to refer them to one of my associates, which is my favorite thing to do. Because I always say, you know, they work with me every day. They do hair just like me, probably better. So yeah, it's happening more often. And every day I'm seeing a new direct message coming in of, hey, I'm looking to get this. What is the price of this going to be? Or I'd love to set up a virtual consultation with you. Or I had one of a guest who booked online and she was wanting to do a really big transformation. And so I then had my front desk staff send her to my Instagram page so her and I could chat about expectations and reality of what she was wanting. And again, she's like, thank you so much for being so transparent. I've never had that in a hair salon. Normally it's like, yes, 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 we can do that. And then your end result is not exactly where you want it to be. So for me, my goal is to always just be very open and honest about their hair. And, you know, because at the end of the day, that's what people see. And like, it's some people's comfort blanket. So I always want to make sure that I'm giving the best quality for what they're wanting, right, and what's going to be good for them.
And I'm betting my farm on what you're showing us tonight. This is the new normal. So the idea that it's online booking, we're going to online, or I should say, it's coming at us at like 500 miles an hour. You've been able to figure it out so that you don't have the chaos that a lot of people went into online booking for a little while and then went, oh no, there's too much going on with your virtual. The consultation is happening before they show up. And you've said this to me
Right.
before. I want to make sure I was getting this right. You're saying now what used to be called the first visit isn't really the first. It's kind of sort of, we've already had a big part of the first visit when
Yeah.
we had our virtual. So it's almost starting to look like it's a second visit.
Yeah. Or like 1B, you know, like 1.0.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so much more fun. Like, people and new guests, they get really antsy when they come into the salon and they're feeling uncomfortable. They don't really know what to ask. So this just puts it all on paper. I always say we cut out the middleman of all the weirdness of meeting a new person. And I'm able to create these relationships with my guests that are sticking. And I know that they're going to be with me forever. And it's really awesome. I just have been able to, I'm in this part of my career where I'm evolving clientele and I'm getting into a more diverse clientele for where my demographic needs to lay. And they appreciate me appreciating their time. And this is just another way for me to kind of set myself, you know, aside from everybody else and make sure that I'm being efficient with not only my time, but with their time. And it just creates a better day for me.
And the game changes. I think we were both finding that the first time guest is showing up at a much higher ticket than they would show up if they were booked the way they always are booked. So there's really no upsell. The selling, if you will, was done in virtual. So you basically whatever time you put in a virtual, you save that time in a real world consultation. So you've got a ticket that's 3 times higher, a retail ticket that's 3 times higher. And I think you were telling me that the first time guest that comes in with virtual, like 80+% of them book for a second, which is off the charts.
Yeah, it's incredible. I don't think my pre-booking has ever been higher. It's just because I'm just setting them up for success. It's just like you're at the doctor and they're like, okay, you need to take this antibiotic for 6 weeks or whatever. I'm able to do that and write them a prescription basically in DM so that also they can always revert back to this. So if they have any questions or like want to like be like, okay, wait, what are we doing? Or, but yeah, it's really, really amazing.
Well, you were saying your guest is way more comfortable this way using this platform, which is way different than FaceTiming or what is it, or video chatting on Instagram. It really is. It's a texting. They're sending you their selfies. They're also sending you shots, screen grabs of content off of your page. So and it sounds like it's more comfortable for you as well. So it's changed the dynamic.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm just like creating more friends. And also whenever they go to my page, they can see immediately that, oh, this experience is the Beyonce experience, which they'll have not only my hands, but 2 of my associates' hands working on them at one time. So they already know what to expect whenever they come into the salon because it's all on what I call my digital magazine. And I even talk about product and just how the rhythm works whenever they walk into the salon. So there's no surprises anymore of like, oh, there's another set of hands working on me, or, oh, like, you know, product sales, and it just feels pitchy. It's like, I'm trying to create all of this experience before they come in. So whenever they come in, it's like, this is just how it is.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, you've reimagined the entire experience. Now it's reinvented, it's recreated. I would even go so far as to say I would characterize what we used to call your clientele is now become more your community. And then it's just one of the things you're doing with everybody that's part of your community is you're creating a look on everyone. So this, I know that this is the next right answer, and you're there for us. So Great. Now, before I say, I really want to make sure that the people that are watching tonight and the people that are going to be watching this know that you've just given them what is it, a 20-minute taste of you have this now in your when you're doing private in salon virtuals. And that comes in a handful of hour package depending. And then you've got your social media training that people can sign up for a course. Give us a kind of a crash course on what that is and how that works.
Yeah, definitely. So there's virtual and also in salon. So my virtual classes are a 4-part class. And so it's a 1-hour Zoom over the course of 4 weeks. Or I can come into your salon company one day and we can have the experience together from start to finish in 6 hours. And that's for social media. And it's really cool because I'm able to customize these classes for you to where your salon company is. So, most of you guys, I hope, know how to post on Instagram and make sure that you have a business account on Instagram. We're able to dive into details of how to use an app and how to do virtual consultations, how to customize your bio for who you are as a stylist and what you want to get into your chair, making sure that you're the first one on Instagram to be popped up. So, and hashtags, all the things that we know that we have to do, but it takes a long time to build that. I'm able to teach you guys that in that class and cut out the hard work for you. It's things that I'm doing every day that I'm seeing really high success rate on. And I love to share it with everyone. I also love to learn from all of you guys because I always learn something new from when I teach a class.
Well, and what I'm seeing happening is that there's a front end virtual consultation with a salon owner that would, let's say, sign their crew up for it. You get a sense on that intake, who's who in the crew, which ones need help, flipping their page from personal to business, and which ones are really ready to go to virtual consultation or to level up their page. So if they're to the degree that somebody in the salon is an early adopter, let's go to that land. To the degree that someone is lagging, you'll meet them where they are. And I've even seen you now, actually, people now are bringing their pages with them so you can actually see the page. And some of this is correcting, morphing, shuffling stuff, deleting, adding some, like in real time. So it's a workshop.
Yeah, definitely a workshop. And it's fun in the in-person class because, we're all there. And so I like my classes to be very conversational, and we talk about why this works, why this doesn't work, like where are we going with all of this. And so I love doing those. But yeah, you can always book those with me and you can message me on Instagram. And then I also do associate training classes, which are in salon, and I teach your educators or any stylist interested in how to book every 45 minutes or every 30 minutes without a finish time, which seems really scary, but it's definitely doable.
So what you're saying is you've integrated the associate training content in with your social digital training. So it really is, and depending on who you're going and bringing that content to, you'll customize it to make it fit them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And people,
100%.
correct me if I'm wrong, but they can use their level points to pay for the tuitions or whatever they're signing up for.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. Well, we are out of time, my friend, but this was a very, very, very good tutorial.
Thank you.
Why don't you? So we're going to say they can DM you on your Katie hashtag. No, underscore. Katie does hair. Yes.
Yep. That is me.
And then go ahead and post your link on this post on my on the Facebook page, and then we can go from there. I'm going to let you go so that I can kind of summarize this amazing historical conversation. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Michael. It was good to see you.
Katie West one more time. Thank you, my friend. Stay well.
You too.
Wow. I want you to see this, you guys. Before there's you got to see what because she had now pivoted from the traditional consultation where, you whether you're a new or repeat, you decide to come in, you book your appointment, you come in, you sit down, and we have a consultation. She now is, whether you booked online, then you get a consultation before you show up, or if you're thinking about booking but you're not sure yet, you're going to get a free consultation. And look at the results that she's getting. So a traditional consultation, they'll show up at about $70 or $80. And then it's up to you to, what we used to call upsell. But when they're doing a virtual consultation, a pre-visit virtual, and this is as much of a makeover, or sometimes it's a color correction than it is not, they're coming in at almost 3 times higher. So that average ticket is blowing up because of virtual consultations and online booking. Then you look at the retail, and because the retail conversation is part of the virtual consultation, you'll see a retail ticket that's 3 times higher, and then no wait, there's more. You're darn lucky to get 30% of first-time guests to rebook for the second appointment. I mean, if you talk to any service provider, they'll say a lot of times I don't even offer a rebook because I'm not sure if this first-time guest liked my work or liked me. I know if they come in on their own a second time, I now can assume they like me, they like the work, and I can tell them to rebook. But 82% of people that are getting first-time clients on, that is off the charts. That's a Guinness Book of World Records. So she really did an amazing job, and I just loved how she actually, you could actually see an active conversation on Instagram. So wonderful evening. Give it up for Katie West one more time. It's just an amazing deal. So you're watching Michael Cole Summit. This is on Facebook. So you'll see this. This was our, what was it, 234th episode. We do this on a regular basis. So because Michael Cole Summit is powered by L'Oreal Professional and Salon Centric and State and RDA, thank you to those brands because of their financial support, we're able to do this. This has now become, I'm hearing it, one of the best learning channels for people to plug into to learn how to use what, we can call it digital online, Facebook Live, social media to blow up their career, their livelihood, their income, their community, their request rate, their referrals, their price. I mean, you name it. So you're in a good community right here, right now. I think our community is around 63,000. So if you're here for the first time, like our page, hang out with us this is all compliments. You're not like, this is not a bait and switch where you're signing up for something. Michael Cole Summit on Instagram. So you'll see that all of my handles get you anywhere on the internet that you want to get. And what happens is, like tonight's conversation, we will cook that down into about that conversation is about 30 minutes. We'll cook it down to 10 minutes, and we'll put it on the Michael Cole Summit Instagram TV channel so that you can basically watch the essence of it, whether you want to watch it or experience it as a podcast. So we've got that option as well. I have another .com on Summit where the content is much, much more distilled. I call it, there's way more production value in the video content, and that's called SummitSalon365.com. And I have just a boatload of content on that .com. There is an annual subscription fee on that. That's a kind of a private theater, but especially if you're a salon owner, I couldn't encourage you enough. Look into that. All of our work there comes from a social digital planner, which is how people are, like what Katie does is she'll plan her days to be in sync, where she'll find windows of time to do the virtual consultation. So you really, there's a real structure to how you manage your time to be able to bring this into your day without creating chaos. And that's the planner. And the script guide is for people that are really on-ramping social media and they need a step-by-step. So take advantage of that. The overwhelming majority of the Summit Salon Business Center, whether we're talking about the Summit Salon coaching, we're really moving into virtual. It's doing online because of, COVID. And now, how long we're going to be in this tsunami, stay tuned, more will be revealed. But I am absolutely loving that we're moving into online because our people can spend more quality time with you. And not only is it lessened because we're on virtual, it makes it even better. So there is no such thing, well, I like the real face-to-face time. And it's like, no, you just like, let your mind go. Blow the sides off of your brain box. Show me anyone that's whining about online training versus the good old days of. I'm going to say, first of all, you don't know what you're doing online. Let me see your mobile. Oh, you got an Apple iPhone 4, right? So there's a bigger problem here, and that is you have to get digital, or you're going to be left behind. So I love you too much to not tell you that, and love you too much to let you get away with, I'm going to wait and bring all these people into my salon because I think you're going to be waiting for a long time. Get in this conversation. Back to summitsalon.com. We have goal-setting apps. We have tracking apps. Again, all compliments. So there's no pay-per-view there. And last but not least, you'll see every time I show up with a different tattoo. We have a nonprofit.com where you can order some of my favorite icons, and all the proceeds there go to the Believe and Read Foundation for Children's Literacy, as well as the Retreat, which is basically a place to go to recover from dependency. So it's a good cause. So check that out. All right, thank you, L'Oreal Professional Products, and for all the brands. Use their brands. We love their brands because you use them. They're able to give us the kind of financial support we need to bring this to you. Compliments of them. So if you're grateful for what we're giving you, support their brands. All right. It was a great show, a very good show. So I'm going to let you all get back to your respective lives, and we'll see you next week for another show. And stay tuned because in November and December, we're going to be offering private Zoom. L'Oreal will be offering Discover the Power 2.0 or Discover the Power Squared. And it's going to be for salon owners. We're calling it Reimagining Your Salon to Thrive in the Traumatic Times of COVID. And it's going to stand on the shoulders of the Discover the Power tour that we did in August, September, and October. So great show. Love all you guys. And Cassandra said this was so awesome. I agree too. I'll see you next.